This video is going to go over the shift closeout feature of ThunderPOS 23.1.1 and greater. This feature allows for you to record the contents of your cash drawer at the end of shifts, both cash and credit and check, and record any discrepancies. It is optional, but it is available now for you to start using. So we're going to flip over here to our virtual machine here. We've already done some sales. And in order to close out the shift, there's a couple of ways you can do it. One is simply by, if you choose, you can add a button on the register design that will directly just bring up the closeout shifts button. An alternative is through register actions and then closeout shift. Now, we're logged in as an administrative user right now, so we're able to freely set the time frame that we're wanting to close for. If we were logged in as a non-administrator, we would only be able to close out shifts for the current date. But you can close out for particular cashiers or particular registers that will just take those transactions into account. You can also just do all of either or both of those. By default, you will be doing all cashiers, but just for the current register, as by far the most common setup for our customers is that you have multiple employees potentially sharing a cash drawer. So by default, it's going to be the current day up until now, but you can shift that around if you need to. So you just fill in the date if you're an administrator and the time, the starting time, and then the ending time. You then put in your starting bank. So that's the amount of money that you leave in your drawer between shifts. So for example, if you start with 100 and end with 100, you would just say 100 and 100. If for whatever reason you have to end with less than you started with, you can put in that number. So for example, if you had to do cash trades or you had to do returns and you ended up with a negative cash flow through the day, then that would probably be reflected in your bank. You can then also indicate your ending cash. So we'll say here we've got $70 in cash, which would leave us 36 cents short. So you can actually, if you want to, hit show sales report and it'll bring up just the sales totals report here. I've just done a few simple transactions to allow us to have some data to work off of. It will default to filling in the correct amounts for check and for credit, but if you do not match up, you can fill that in as well. So for example, let's say that we only had $70 in credit. You can see we are now 36 cents short in cash, $2 short in credit. And then you just finalize it. And that's the whole process for recording it. So that's all you have to do at the end of the day. It will give you an alert and require that you confirm it if you are going to be off by more than $10 for your shift. But even then you can hit yes just to close it out, because this is purely an auditing thing. There's no mechanical requirement that you do this. There's no like Zing out to clear out the data, nothing like that. This is purely just a logging function to allow you to require your employees to record their discrepancies within the system. So if you then go and go to your reports, you can actually use a new report to just see these. So we're just going to look at our shift closeout report here. And you can actually see that, we only have this one for now, but you could use it to view all of your discrepancies and everything over a certain time frame. That way you can kind of track and see if particular employees are a problem. You can see if maybe there was an offsetting error, like somebody put the money from one drawer into the wrong drawer. So like one drawer is short $20 and the other is over $20. That kind of thing can happen. Just in general, this is a good place to look to kind of get a sense for what's going on with your cash flow if you are using this feature. It's all pretty straightforward. You can, if you are in as an administrator, also go in after the fact and edit a shift if somebody has been putting things in incorrectly. So that's just under activities and closeouts. This is again only available to administrative users. So you just find the shift you want to change. You can either delete it or edit it. It is worth mentioning that editing will only allow you to change the dollar amounts. If you need to change the time frame, then you need to delete the shift and you need to re-close out. Same if you need to change what cashiers or registers are included. The only thing editing will let you do is actually change the dollar amounts. So this feature is something that is completely optional to use, but if you're interested in kind of locking down your security a bit more, keeping a tighter trace on your money flow, this might prove useful to you. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to us at the support phone number 919-387-7597 extension 101 or support@thunderpos.com, and we will be happy to assist you.